All right, everybody, we're back. Minnie Fox with the Elite Network, and we today have the honor to have as a special guest with us, ladies, go get that notebook, write this number and this information down. We have the Heart of the King right here in Las Vegas, Frankie Castro, with his love and tribute show for Elvis. Welcome back, Frankie.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Yes, so we changed clothes. We got one of our phenomenal Elvis signature jumpsuits. And tell us a little bit about the era when Elvis wore this.
This is called the Fringe suit, and 1970, he did the documentary That's the Way It Is, and it was documentary of the year. It won, and in the suit, in the movie, he wore this suit, and this is a replica, professional replica. But I enjoy wearing it. You know, it's a 1970 era. You know, he had just come back to Vegas. He was there, 69, came back in 69, 70. And you know, I love it. I love what I do, man. I enjoy it. This is a privilege for me to do what I do.
Now, what were some of the signature songs that Elvis sang in this particular jumpsuit?
Opened up with That's All Right, Mama. You know, he didn't have the 2001 da 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 da. He didn't do that at that time. It was a real great drum beat. You know, come on in, and he would just start That's All Right, Mama, which was his first song for Sun Records. Okay. And some other signature songs during that time. He was covering songs during this time. You've Lost a Lovin' Feeling by the Righteous Brothers. He was covering Sweet Caroline for Neil Diamond. What a lot of people don't realize is that, and the stars from back then will tell you, if Elvis covered your song, you were so proud. I mean proud. When Elvis did Sweet Caroline, Neil Diamond was just a aspiring singer-songwriter. And Neil Diamond was proud that he covered that song. So a lot of people don't realize that in that time, in that era, for Elvis Presley to record your song, it was a big, big deal. And he recorded it because he loved your song, you know, and it was always a big thing when he recorded your song. But,
now I'm going to back you up just a teeny bit in the beginning of the question that I inquired about the songs, the signature songs that Elvis sang. You mentioned the first one was
Bridge Over Troubled Water.
Bridge Over Troubled Water.
You've Lost a Lovin' Feeling.
You Lost a Lovin' Feeling. And That's All Right, Mama.
That's All Right, Mama.
That's what I want to hear. Can you give us a little?
Sure.
Hey.
The way you did the concert style. Okay. Well, that's all right, Mama. That's all right with you. That's all right, Mama, with just any way you do. But that's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama, any way you do. Ah da da dee 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 dee. Well, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right now, Mama, any way you do. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, where's the band?
You gotta get the famous little bit. That's all right, Frankie. I love that. Oh my God, okay, that is cool. I can go down in history and say, in my career, I performed with Elvis. I love that's one of my favorite songs he does. But although you were a fan of Elvis, I am too, and I love Blue Suede Shoes. Oh, yeah. And that's one of the songs I sing in a show that I do, and I do this whole routine dance with the Blue Suede Shoes, and I think it's so much fun. The energy, the dance, the rhythm, and then the performance of the finish. Like when a drummer finishes a particular song and he throws his sticks up, you know, Elvis always had that major finish.
I'll tell you a story about Blue Suede Shoes real quick. Blue Suede Shoes, Carl Perkins wrote Blue Suede Shoes on a paper bag, grocery bag. And he caught it from a guy, he was at a prom, and the guy had Blue Suede Shoes on. The point I'm trying to make is that, to show you the kind of guy Elvis was, the owner of Sun Records, Sam Phillips, wanted Elvis to record Blue Suede Shoes. He says, man, I want you to do that song. Elvis said, I can't do that. He says, that's my friend's song. And Carl Perkins wasn't doing well at the time. So when Elvis recorded Blue Suede Shoes, he made it his own, but he recorded it 8 months. When that song came full circle back to him, and Carl Perkins wound up getting the proper royalties, and even though it became Elvis' song, Elvis didn't do him wrong.
Good job. Yeah, that's beautiful to know that. Yeah. That's right. That's beautiful to know that.
That's the way Elvis was. You know, he taught me a lot about life. He taught me a lot about how to treat people. You know, so that's why when people come see the show, the first thing I want them to feel is that really that they're seeing someone who's a fan first and foremost, you know, and I just love the way he treated people. That's important to me.
Now Elvis was raised in the South.
Sure was.
You know,
That's
Memphis.
right.
Yes.
Yeah. Tupelo.
Yes.
Yeah,
And my dad lives in Paris, Tennessee, which I'm familiar with Memphis because I have family there. But and one doesn't need to inquire of you if you've been there, because I'm sure you have been to Graceland.
I sure
and
have.
You've been there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Graceland, for any Elvis fan who hasn't been to Graceland, it's really something they need to put on their bucket list. I've had the privilege of going to Graceland for Elvis Week since I was a pre-teenager.
Wow.
I've been going down since I was 13 years old. And I grew up almost every summer just in Memphis. And that's why when I had my own show across the street from Graceland for 8 years at the Days Inn. And we wound up getting like 500-600 people every year, you know. And we did it on August 14th, the anniversary of his mother's death. And there's nothing like playing for you know, for Elvis fans. Playing across the street. What is Graceland like? Heaven on earth. It really is. At night, it used to be a church, and when you see Graceland at night, it's the most peaceful surrounding that I've ever experienced in my life. It is really, truly peaceful. And to be buried with your family in the back, the meditation garden, when you see that and experience that, what a blessing it is to be resting with your family. You'd have to experience it really to know how peaceful that home is inside and out.
Right.
Even during the day, but at night, it is absolutely breathtaking.
Wow.
It takes you realize what life's all about when you experience that kind of peace.
Now you mentioned the heart a couple of times and how the heart works, and your nickname is the Heart of the King.
Yes, ma'am.
How did you get that nickname?
You know, during the course of those 8 years and people getting to know me in Memphis when I was attending every single year, they kind of saw me grow up over there. And then I started doing my show, and I think I'm known amongst Elvis fans for just having this heart for him, this true adoration for him. And so somebody one time just said, it's like his heart is unbelievable. And they started calling it Heart of the King.
That is so fitting for you.
Thank
Now look, I got to throw this in here before we go to a break. I got to throw this in here. We are in Las Vegas, and as you know, we have what is considered resident performers that come here that are hired by various casinos and hotels. And they stay here, they stay in the penthouses, and they perform as per their contract.
Sure.
Britney Spears is here in Las Vegas. She's been here for quite some time, and she has a phenomenal Elvis jumpsuit in one of her posters. What did you think of that jumpsuit? Did you want it? I wanted it.
You know what? She's a great entertainer. When I first saw her in it a few years ago, she looked really good.
Yes, she did. I said, I want to do that, just to wear that jumpsuit, right?
Sure. I looked at it up and down, and I just said to myself, she's a beautiful girl, you know, a great entertainer. I was proud that she actually wore it, you know, had a jumpsuit like that, because it just told people that if an entertainer on her level could...
And that young.
Yeah, that young and on her level, could want to sport and wear something like that.
Right.
It tells you that it made me feel proud. It tells you that, yeah, I like Elvis.
You know, what I haven't seen Britney do, and I know she does this routine as Elvis, but I haven't seen her throw scarves in the audience and walk around and serenade the men the way I've seen you do the women, which has been pretty cool. And they're all screaming and hollering, and everybody wants that scarf. They want to put that on. We're going to take our apple cider. As you know, that's my signature here. I make sure that each one of my guests, I do a toast to you and congratulate you for being who you are, for the entertainment that you bring to the world, because the Heart of the King is bigger than people realize. And soon, Vegas, you're going to see a whole nother side of Frankie Castro. So here's a toast to you, Frankie.
Thank you, darling.
Now, I see that you have a scarf. You brought that so people can see what you have with it.
Yeah, I give out about 15 or 20 of these per hour show. Yeah, but this one right here, red is a powerful color, and actually this one's for you.
It is.
So,
oh my goodness.
If you don't mind, I'd like to.
Okay.
This is yours, sweetheart. Okay?
Oh,
and I want to thank you for having me.